we will try to address a subject which is becoming more and more important within our companies, is how we can handle the innovation as a culture. I guess that you all, every day, personally, professionally, you are all talking about innovation, but what is innovation today? And the most important thing, I guess, today to run innovation within companies is really to try to transform this innovation into a real culture of enterprise. This is what we will address today, and normally at the end of this discussion you should have all the answers you could maybe ask on this kind of subjects. We'll talk, so as I said, about this innovation, how to build as a culture, and how to see how we can adapt it. We can think that in a startup enterprise it's more easier, but how can we do once we are scale this kind of culture in a big enterprise, how this should work? How do we make it? And so this is something we will address today. But before handing up to our guests, a nice desk I will introduce a little bit later on, let me just quickly introduce myself and Nagarro. I'm Eric Fisher. I'm heading the sales for the digital engineering activity for Nagarro France. Nagarro is one of the leading digital engineering enterprise around the world with a full services and a full services offering. What does this mean? We are making digital product engineering. We are making AI, ML, and IoT based solutions. We are working on cloud. We are making a lot of immersive solutions, and as well consulting and integration of the next generation of ERP systems. Our main target today is what? Is really to help all our customers to become innovative enterprises and digital first companies. And so we help them on fully end-to-end processes. We work today with a lot of companies, some blue chips enterprises, some leading ISVs as well. We also work with many markets and industry leaders, leading companies, and also as well with a lot of public sector companies. Nagarro today is about 19,000 people around the world. We are present in 34 countries as of today, growing very, very fast as well. And as I said, the main target we have at Nagarro is the success of our customers, really business focused and so on the development of their innovations. So, but coming to the point, innovation as a culture. So now I have the pleasure to turn to our guests here, and I really, really warmly thank our two guests today. So Jean-Pierre Samilot, VP Services Digital Experience, and Stéphane Mermillot, VP Configuration, Pricing, Configuration and Quotation at Schneider Electric, which I really warmly request. Please give them a hand. And during this day, they will expose their experience and how they develop this innovation culture within their enterprise. Let me also introduce my colleague Vivek Arora, who is today Director and Global Practice Leader at Nagarro for Smart Building and PropTech. He's working with Schneider Electric for quite a while today, and he will be leading all this discussion, all these interactions with our guests from Schneider Electric. For the format of this presentation, I just propose you so that you keep your questions until the end of the presentation, and then you can ask everything you want, either to our guests today or to all the Nagarro teams. So you have several people, you are here, and you will also find several people at the back of the room. Okay, so I hope you will enjoy this discussion, this open discussion. So, and now, for now, I will lead and hand up the mic to my friend Vivek.
Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much for the introduction. And thank you, Stéphane and Jean-Pierre. Am I audible? Yeah, perfect.
Closer.
Thank you so much, Jean-Pierre and Stéphane, for joining me today, accepting to talk about innovation as a culture. I think it's an important aspect that you and we both believe in, and this is going to change the way we work. So before taking one more time, I would request you to introduce yourself to the audience here.
Sure. Hello, everybody. So thank you, Vivek. So very glad to be with you on stage at VivaTech this morning to share our experience of innovation at Schneider Electric. So myself, I'm the VP of Services Experience in Schneider Digital, which means I'm leading the digital transformation of our services business.
Good morning. So happy to be at VivaTech together. So me, I'm VP Configuration, Pricing and Quotation in Schneider Digital. And so I'm leading on this domain some major wide transformation.
Thank you, Stefan. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. I think Eric mentioned about Nagarro, but I think we all have touched, feel, or experienced Schneider in our way of looking at how we experience Schneider in different ways. I would request Jean-Pierre to maybe give us what you think Schneider is, how you see it from internally, and also about end-to-end digital customer relationship organization that you are part of, both of you are part of. Maybe give us a brief on how do you see that. So.
Sure. So I'll briefly introduce Schneider Electric, who you are. I'm sure you already probably know, but it's important to point that, first of all, we are a technology company, and we are providing digital energy and automation solutions for sustainability and efficiency. We are a 34 billion annual revenue company with about 135,000 employees now, present in 100 countries. And we have quite a good balance in terms of market segments we address, as well as geographical presence all around the world. We have customers in 4 main segments: buildings, industry, data centers, and infrastructure. And we have 2 crucial objectives, I would say, which are really defining our purpose as employees of Schneider. First is that we really are there to bring energy, or help bring energy, to the 2 billion of people in the world that still don't have access to energy. And also there to help reduce significantly the carbon footprint and resource consumption by 2 within the next 20 years. So that's really, I would say, what's defining our purpose. And our mission is clearly to be the digital partner in sustainability and efficiency for our customers. So as you can imagine, within this context and with this purpose, innovation, I mean, we have to be innovative, right? I mean, to be able to bring new solutions for sustainability and efficiency. And what we have seen, now I will talk more about specifically in Schneider Digital, the practice that Stefan and I belong to, which is called the Digital Customer Relationship Practice. One of the reasons of being of this practice is that, as we all know, during the COVID, there was not only an appetite, but a need, in fact, to do many things remotely. So it has become really prevalent for many people to do things remotely in a digital manner. For example, being in service area in Schneider, in service we had a very strong need for remote support, obviously, because our technicians were not able to go anymore to some customer locations because of the situation. And we had to be able to innovate at the time and to provide remote expertise, remote support solutions that were really needed. And that has really changed the expectation now, post-COVID now, the expectation of our customers. They are expecting us to really provide an outstanding digital experience to them. They want to interact with us in a digital manner. So this is a completely new model. And this is the purpose, the main purpose of our organization within Schneider Digital, is to work on this digital customer journey, really put the customer at the center of everything we do, be extremely customer-centric, understand the expectation, define what should be the best-in-class customer journey for the different types of customers we have, because we have We have direct customers and user customers. We work also with a lot of partners like distributors, like the Rexel or Sonepar in France. Yeah, I mean, this is really a key area for us. And this is also for us a driver of innovation, obviously, because to be able to provide these new customer journeys, we have to think, I mean, really how we can leverage the technology, how we can innovate, with what the technology now offers to us. But in terms of innovation, I would say we innovate in different ways. Obviously, we innovate in our offers. And the offer we provide to our customer, our product portfolio, our services portfolio as well. So this is the first clear area of innovation, which is really at the core of our strategy. And this we measure by what we call our vitality index. Every year we introduce in the market new offer, and we have some target in terms of how many offers we bring every year to the market, obviously, and what part of the revenue is coming from those. At the same time, we innovate on our processes. We innovate on our customer journey, as I was just saying. We also innovate on our employee journeys, which is more the internal processes within Schneider. It's true for all the frontline employees within Schneider. It's true for sales people, for customer service people, front office people who do configuration and quotation and pricing, and for service people who are really very close to the customer in the country. So that's a long introduction.
This is good. But I think you mentioned a very important aspect, Jean-Pierre, which is customer-centric. Your practice, which is digital customer relationship, actually pivots around customer, right? And that's an important way to look at how innovation is done. I mean, if you look at Nagarro, we also strongly believe in promoting innovation through customer centricity. Even the core values for Nagarro, which is caring, the first letter C actually means customer centric. So I think it's an important aspect that we all look at when we look at innovation around customer. I mean, if I talk about innovation, I mean, a lot of people from startups are here. They normally equate innovation to startups. But we all know Schneider has been in the forefront of creating innovative products, services, keeping their market positions, using innovation as a key differentiator. Maybe, Stefan, you want to share how you keep innovation as the core piece when it comes to putting Schneider as a differentiator in the market?
Thanks, Vivek. So in fact, I will not come today with a magic recipe for innovation, but it's more a multiple way. And we can put two categories, in fact, in our way to innovate. The first one is we have team, we have investment, we have organizations that are dedicated to innovation. It's classic in big group. Okay, we have a strong R&D team. And so if I take the figure, so it's nearly 2 billion euro. That means 1.850, we can say, billion euro of investment in R&D team. That means to create offer, to create product, to create software in the group. On top, we have 500 million or 600 million euro of strategic transformation, like digitization of our journey. Okay, and so this is a core of standard, classic, we can say, innovation with a strong R&D team. We have also in Schneider, Schneider Electric Venture, which is a capital fund of around 1 billion euro. Okay, and this is really to incubate, we can say, to partner with startups. Okay, and to learn, we can say, to discover, to learn, and to take option in disruptive innovation. Okay. And this partnership is usually with startups that are in our area, of course, of expertise, which is energy management, it's electrical vehicle, it's artificial intelligence, it's industry 4.0, it's we've got also cyber security, okay, And so for us, it's a way, as I said, to learn, to explore, to take option on some innovation. We don't expect rapid return on investment on this. It's really more an innovation approach that we have in this capital fund. The way also the benefit for the startup is that they get access to our people, to our management, with strong, we can say, interaction with between us. They get access to our R&D team, that means to technical and R&D team. They get access also to our market, okay, and they get access to some capital to support them. Okay, this is a major. And then if the alignment is becoming even more and more, we can say, strong from more in investment, we do more joint venture or even acquisition with this startup or entity. And I think, Jean-Pierre, you've got a good example in your domain on this type of partnering, we can say, with startup and innovative company.
Yes, we worked with, in fact, several years ago, we started to work with several startup companies in the service area to let's say, explore and incubate the Uber type of model for services. You know, we have our own Schneider employees delivering the service to our customers, who are highly, with a high level of expertise, so they are high-level experts delivering service to our customers. And for some tasks that are, let's say, more low level, I would say, or that require, let's say, less skills, we wanted to investigate a model where instead of using our own Schneider employees, we could access to networks of contractors who could deliver the service on our behalf. So this is why I'm calling it a Uber type of model, to have access to a big, let's say, a crowd of contractors. So we worked with several companies, and finally we identified a startup company. We initially had a joint venture with them, and now finally they belong to us. We acquired them 1 year ago. It's a company called Qmerit. And we are really, so there was a lot of innovation. I mean, it was an innovative company, right? It's a startup with a platform to do what we call crowdsourcing. So they have their own network of electrical contractors. Initially, they were specialized in EV charger installations, working with the automotive companies like BMW, Ford, I mean, different companies. And now our objective is to work with them to do electrical work in the energy management sector. And we are already scaling up with them for the moment in the US, but we have a plan with them to expand to Europe very soon. The advantage we see is that we can really, let's say, address a bigger market in terms of coverage of customers, because they have a big number of small contractors that are present throughout the territory of the US. You know, it's more than 10,000 contractors, so many more people that we can have internally within Schneider. And we are now looking to extend this business with them to our prosumer business. You know, the prosumer is the business where we have offer for the consumers of energy that will also produce their energy, like typically with solar panels. You can have solar panels on your house, and we will help configure all the installation in a house to produce the energy, redistribute it to the network with also EV chargers. And for the installation of this type of solution for our customers, we plan to use the Qmerit platform. So it's a good example of working with a startup company that we finally acquired, and a lot of innovation involved in this process.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead, sorry, you wanted to say something?
No, that was just to illustrate when we have, we can say, team or investment dedicated to innovation. And then we have the second way, I don't know, which is more how to have innovation mindset spread everywhere in the company. That means that's the two way. That means we can say a more dedication sometimes to innovation, with all this type of approach, and innovation everywhere, we can say, in the company.
I mean, interesting you mentioned innovation everywhere. I mean, for me, the way I look at, the way you described just now is you create a culture of innovation within the organization. That's one way to look at it. But you also look at to get inspired or even acquire ideas from market. I mean, from others, not even just outside, but internally as well within different groups. That's an interesting way to look at promoting culture of innovation within an organization. So if I can't, or while I'm growing the culture of innovation, I'm also looking at others to get me inspired on. So that's a very beautiful way to look at promoting a culture. Thank you, Stefan. One thing that I would add is, apart from mindset of innovation or a startup-like culture that you mentioned that helps you, anything else that you want to add, Stefan, that helps you promote innovation as a culture? Or
Alors, when we are talking about innovation everywhere, that means in terms of mindset everywhere, I think it starts by the people culture, okay, of the group. And we have mantra, in fact, to support our people, we can say core value. And one of this mantra is in fact dare to disrupt, okay? And this is totally aligned, we can say, with the innovation. The other one is customer first.
Mm-hmm.
We have also learn every day, okay? And we have embrace differently. That means embrace different. That means all this mantra about people culture is totally aligned, we can say, with the innovation mindset. Then, in terms of people, we are promoting a lot design thinking approach. We have also what we call innovation cube, which is in place. So maybe I can deep dive after on this type of topic. But I think where Jean-Pierre is a specialist is more the agile methodologies that we apply everywhere, we can say, in terms of topic. That means we've got people culture, we've got some methodology like design thinking, we've got place like innovation cube, but we also leverage a lot, we can say, the agile methodology.
Jean-Pierre, do you want to share your thoughts on how do you use agility or agile methodology in services?
I would say we try more and more to in the way we manage internally those kind of new topics. Is we want to act to work as a startup, to really to embrace the way, even though we are a big company, right, in Schneider, but we really are embracing the way startup companies are working, which means that indeed, I mean, it includes agile way of working. It means having, let's say, avoiding to have, big yearly plan or 3-year plan without clear deliverable short term. We always focus to have quarterly deliverable. We do a lot of POCs, so proofs of concepts. We are using the concept of MVP, minimum viable products, in most of the projects we do, which means again, the concept of MVP is not to try to have the full solution, meeting all the requirements, but really deliver fast a first MVP, which will prove the concept, which will allow us to have feedback, show that it works or not, and give us the ability to pivot if needed, based on the result of the first MVP. Then do a second MVP, and then do a third MVP, etc. So this is really the way we work now on most of our initiatives in digital transformation. And I must say it's quite successful, and it's changing quite profoundly the way, the mindset of the people. And it allows us to have more impact also overall in terms of quicker, let's say, time to market, quicker delivery.
Yeah, so interestingly, I mean, thank you so much, Jean-Pierre. Agility is key to innovation. I mean, that's what we believe in Nagarro as well. You can't be seen in the market segment where something can disrupt you, but not change, adapt, or be agile enough to move forward and think beyond. I think that's an important aspect. And I will also add that Nagarro's core value, I'll put that again, the A letter in our core values actually mean agility and agile. So, but thank you so much for sharing it. You passed on the mic back to Jean-Pierre. I'll come back to you, Stefan, again. Anything that you want to add beyond agility and...
my cheat sheet is down. So on top of agility, I say we have we are leveraging a lot the design thinking approach. And design thinking approach is well known, in fact, for product design. Okay, but we are using it in many domains, in fact, in the group. And for example, me, I've used it at the start of my pricing and quotation journey and transformation during the strategic study. We started on this domain by the design thinking approach. That means really having a broad understanding of the challenge, the problem of our customer and our team, by the way. So the methodology is super well known, and it's working super well. It starts by some exploration, research, that means with a lot of interviews, really to have the broad understanding of the problem. Then we do some ideation workshop, Rumble. It's pretty fun to be creative in the way we solve the problem, having right broad understanding of the problem and got some idea we can say to solve it. Then we do prototyping, and we measure, we can say, the value of this prototype of what we deliver. So this design thinking approach is pretty efficient in many domains, in fact, not only in product design. That was an interesting, we can say, topic that we are pushing everywhere, we can say, for all the team in the company. And to support that, we have what we call the Innovation Cube. Alors, Innovation Cube is a place that is dedicated in Schneider. In all the major sites, we have an Innovation Cube, okay, or we have sometimes we call it Creative Room. So it's a place dedicated, we can say, to new way of collaboration, to collective intelligence. And so it's a cool place where people are practicing more visual, we can say, representation of the problem, where we do a lot of gaming, of role play. We do a lot of sketching. We break silo, we break hierarchy. Okay, and this is really fostering creativity and innovation. Okay, so this is fun place, and then we are back to more discipline sometime and execution. So design thinking, we can say, and this innovation cube is something that everybody can use in the group, whatever the domain, whatever the team. We have a lot of customers coming to this cube, a lot of partners also to make this type of event, this type of ideation together.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Stefan. And I think one of the things that we talk about in innovation is try and create, I mean, you said MVP, pilot, or create a minimum viable product, try it out in market, try and see if that works out. We call it fail fast in innovation context. I would like you to ask Stefan, I mean, do you have any examples to share on what you've done which has kind of taken a different shape in future, which kind of made you success, but not in the same way that you thought initially? It would be good to hear for everybody to get inspired on.
Yeah, in fact, yes. When you do innovation, you need to be able to pivot fast. And this was not an even. That was, by the way, the example. Maybe it's an innovation that was bring by more partner or vendor. That means by you, Nagarro, by the way. And so we have worked a few years ago on what a new, we can say, system to promote software business, okay, and digital offer. So it was a system to quote. This system, quotation for digital offer, and to be far more agile because this type of business is evolving a lot. And so we started with a microservice, we can say, platform to be able to be more agile and to be adapted to this type of business in terms of quotation. But then rapidly and by collaboration between our team with Jean-Pierre, the team proposed in fact to pivot. Okay, and to use this platform in another domain, in a broader, we can say, in a broader area, and it has become, you can tell it, Jean-Pierre, this quotation for digital offer has changed now, and it's...
Yeah, it was indeed initially a quotation platform, let's say, for this digital offer, which was really by itself an innovation. I mean, the offer itself was an innovation, so it was not yet, I would say, mature at the right level of maturity to have, let's say, an industrialized quotation tool, quotation solution. And what we did is that we leveraged the experience that you had on the quotation side with this platform, microservice platform, to take it forward, to reuse it, to transform it into actually a configurator. So now we use it as a configurator for all our service offers, so in the service business. So not only digital offer, but all the service offers. And that was really a way to scale. So leveraging initially what was innovation, we pivoted, let's say, to say, okay, let's not continue this way to do only quotation for digital, but let's broaden the scope, do configuration, and then link it to the CPQ platform we have at the group level. So that was a way to start with innovation, then scale fast to industrialize it, and to come to a very industrialized now solution.
Yeah, thank you. Go ahead.
No, that's proving that it's super important to collaborate between teams and to use one topic on another one. In fact, it's where innovation is coming. And that's where collaboration with our partner, for me, as a company like Nagarro, is important. Because we don't expect our partner to execute what we ask, but we expect them and we select them by their capability to bring, we can say, outside in, to bring some idea from other domain. So really, it's collective intelligence, it's collaboration that is, for me, bringing innovation. So we need to foster this type of change on domain or ID coming from everywhere. Okay?
Yeah, thank you, Stefan and Jean-Pierre. But I would only add that it was an experience to be part of QDO and the field service configurator, right from the concept to be able to create something, go to market, and also then to use it in a different context, completely different context for Jean-Pierre. And the message that I take, at least from my perspective, is there's nothing wrong. I mean, there's nothing a failure. I mean, you have to learn from it, adapt for it. We thought of something, we changed the context, but we still made it an enterprise solution. So it's a win-win. So it's an investment which is materialized in a different context, but it is. Go ahead.
No, but maybe because we are partners, we are partnering together since 4 years.
Yeah.
Maybe you can explain also the way you promote innovation in your company, because it's for our team sometimes it's fresh to work with Nagarro.
Yeah, and I thank you so much for asking me that, Stefan. And I think in last 4 years for me working with Schneider, I think what I have felt is that both organizations have a strong commitment to foster innovation. Two of the taglines that Nagarro had in past is Enterprise Agile and now Thinking Breakthroughs, which actually resonate very well to the topic now. So we talk about enterprise agility and not just at the project. We also talk about creating breakthrough ideas for our customers. Some of the examples you talked about, Stefan, and thank you for that. We use a very specific framework. We call it as a Thinking Breakthrough framework in Nagarro, which actually pivots our thought process around thinking about customers. So we talked about customer centricity at the start. Our teams are actually designed in a way to start to know, before they start talking about innovation, they have to start thinking about customers, know your customers. What business segment do they operate on? What is their go-to-market strategy? What is their models to operate? Is there any specific market segment that they target? So basically putting yourself into the shoes of a customer, understanding what would benefit them. And then we start to prioritize, create pipelines of thought process of value streams. So if you want to say, for example, for Schneider, I would say that field services could be one area of pipeline of thought. Another could be a pricing and quotation context or operational efficiency in that context. We start to create ideas against these pipelines of thoughts. And we don't just stop there. We start to now filter these ideas through various lenses. For example, business viability. In the context of Schneider, does it make sense to have that idea? Putting against a technology validation, whether it would be a technology feasible idea or not. How do you scale that? Can you scale that idea to the context of Schneider? It's not about small scale, it's a large scale. Cost of investment, creating total cost of ownership. Before we actually take that idea to Schneider and say that this is what could benefit you, and then we kind of collaborate to see whether that would be a success for both of us, or more for Schneider than for me. I mean, that's the framework that we follow today, but thanks for asking, and I just took some time to explain, because it's very core to my heart, the way we follow. One thing that I would say, that sometimes we've seen innovation, I mean, you do innovate either to disrupt the market, or you also may innovate to kind of maintain your position as is. But sometimes being the best, it kind of sometimes inhibits or your willingness to innovate. Is there something that you want to talk about, Stefan? Because that to me is being the best could be an innovation, or sometimes it could be an innovation. I mean, do you want to share your thoughts on that topic?
Yeah, it's an example a long time ago, that it's linked to the concept, if it's not broken, don't fix it a little. That means at some point, when a company is super good in one domain, excel in one domain, then it can make some, we can say, resistance to disruptive innovation. And we had an example a long time ago about order orchestration, agile order orchestration. That means we wanted to create a system to be more agile in terms of order between front office, distribution center, and factories in the group. Okay, but the supply chain of Schneider is super efficient. In fact, it's ranked since many years in the top one, or in the top of the by Gartner in the supply chain efficiency. And so that means at that time, this idea, which was an innovative idea, was not a priority. In fact. Alors now, with COVID, with the shortage that we have during the COVID period, it's a no-brainer, okay? But that's a type of, we need to be careful when we are too good, when we are really excel in a domain. Sometimes we are afraid to have disruptive innovation, okay? That's the topic. It's a syndrome of Nokia, it's a syndrome of Kodak, okay, on very well known in the market. Yeah. So we need always to be careful on that.
I mean, that's an interesting point. You mentioned about need versus priority as a conflict, right? It will always exist. I have a need today, but it's not my priority. Do I innovate? Do I not innovate? Do I wait? Or do I disrupt now? So I think I take that analogy into a different context of innovation as a culture, where you will always have a challenge between creativity versus standardization, process. Some may inhibit innovation, some may help you excel on innovation. How do you, Jean-Pierre, keep a balance? I mean, at a scale of Schneider, it's very difficult to keep a balance between creativity versus process. You're more tend to go to process, to control, but how do you do that to keep your innovations on?
Yeah, so obviously, as Stefan was explaining before at the beginning, it's we have teams that are, let's say, dedicated to innovation. And that's typically all the new offer teams working on a new offer innovation. And we have teams also working on more industrialization topics, big transformation topics. But really, innovation is also a way to prepare the future. So we have to do innovation, meaning to do exploration, incubation of new ideas, test new ideas, to really define, for example, in service, what should be the service of the future, prepare the future. So to do that, what we do is that we dedicate, we make sure we have some dedicated bandwidth from the teams to work on these innovative topics. So explore new ideas, do POCs, so do proofs of concept. Not all of them are moving to the next phase, but at least we have tested an idea. We have seen, okay, what we could do with it, and we keep it because it could come back for the next year. But that's the way, yes, to make sure that our teams can dedicate some time to these topics. Yeah.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre. While it's very difficult, but I understand it's also feasible to create a balance and keep the innovation as always the core of an organization. I think I'm coming towards the closure. Jean-Pierre and Stefan, on the questions that I had would help us, all of us help here. There are a lot of people here who could be from enterprise, who could be from startups, media, students. It would be good to hear your takeaways or advice for all of us. How do you want to put the do's and don'ts, or if I may want to call it, your suggestions, guidance of how we should promote innovation as a culture in whatever way we are operating on. So maybe, Stefan, you want to share your thoughts on takeaways?
Yeah. So I will be back on the people topic mostly. Okay. I think what is important is to keep, like he said, keeping a part of for innovation for me is to really find the right balance between what I would call maybe the fun stuff, creativity, ideation, and the art stuff, more the discipline, the right execution of what we have ideate. Okay, and this is something to balance. The other topic is to be tolerant to failure. Okay, in a safe environment, that means team that don't fail don't innovate. In fact, in general. So that's something important. And for me, I will finish with that. I think we need to bring, how to explain, the purpose, we can say, the meaning, the vision of a company is helping a lot, we can say, to have the team motivated to innovate. That means I see a lot in our team, we can say, energy to innovate, because they know that they work at some point for the sustainability, for more efficiency, which is very, we can say, inspiring in terms of vision. That means, and then we defend that more electrification, more digitization to come to more sustainability. And this is really helping, we can say, a kind of link between top-down approach, the vision of the company about sustainability, and bottom-up creativity of teams that are motivated to innovate. Okay, so having the right mix between this top-down vision and bottom-up creativity.
I mean, it's an interesting way to how you put that bottom-up creativity with the vision that you have at the top. If you can match it up, and also promote people to, or support people when they fail in creating new innovative ideas. It's a good takeaway for me, at least. Jean-Pierre, for you?
Yeah, I will just conclude by saying that for me, innovation is the creation of the future. So if we want to be part of the creation of the future, we have to innovate, right?
Yeah, that's another perspective. So
no
if you want, if you want to be in future-proof, not to be disruptive, you have to innovate. And I think that's a core aspect of every innovation, that you not only innovate for just maintaining, you also innovate for your future, which is like disrupting the current status quo. With that, I would thank all of you. Maybe Eric, you want to moderate for questions from the audience?
Yes. First of all, a big clap for our guests today, because this exercise, I know it's not really easy, but they did it very good. Thank you very much for this discussion today. Thanks for them. And as we said, if there are any questions to the people of Schneider Electric or to VivaTech, feel free now to ask. I have here a mic for you. Okay, we have one here.
Merci. Monsieur Mermillot, Monsieur Samillot, you mentioned that, you outlined that Schneider has a very comprehensive infrastructure already in place. You have R&D, you have innovation teams, there's funding in place and everything. And you mentioned multiple times the term collective intelligence. And I firmly believe in that collective intelligence. How do you enable your, for example, frontline staff, so those who are not members of your R&D teams, your innovative teams, but who will surely have innovative ideas because they're facing a moment in the client situation. They're standing in a facility and they're using your equipment. They're listening directly to their customers. So they will have ideas. How can they bring those ideas back into your organization? Is there a channel that they can use? Can they get involved? Will they get the time? Will they get the funding to move their ideas ahead? Potentially even to a point where you say, this has gone through MVP 1, 2, 3, and we're bringing it up into reality.
Alors, they are involved. Huh? directly in the process, because design thinking, when we do it with customer, we always involve the sales that manage this customer. So they are part of, we can say, of the story. And with the R&D team, it's the case. When we are innovating in digital, we can say digital relationship, that means the journey with the customer is the same. That means they are totally part of this journey, because it's customer first, in fact. That means because innovation is for our customer, for our team and for our customer. And that means they are, it's for us, it's natural, I would say, to have them embark in this journey. Okay.
Yeah, I would say also that we do have an idea process in place for the frontline employees. So they are, we have a structured way to collect ideas, and of course after to filter them and prioritize them by the, let's say, the global teams in Schneider. But that process has been in place already for a while. Now, obviously, as part of this ID process, some of those could be more innovative than others, and that's a good way to filter. But yeah, we are open. I mean, not further than this week, I was having a discussion with somebody in East Asia, so in one of our zones in East Asia, wanting to do a POC or even a pilot of some new idea to help sell services. I mean, grow more services by making sure that systematically when we sell a project, at the same time we sell a project, service is involved to sell the service, CapEx to OpEx. I mean, make sure we sell the OpEx together with the CapEx. So that's typically the thing we embrace, and we work with this. It's a good idea coming from a zone. Okay, let's explore, and if it will be successful for the zone, then we can look at expanding it more broadly. But yeah, structurally, we do have this idea process, yes, in place.
And even in the process of R&D, it's like sales going to marketing, then going back to R&D to have the new offer, to solve a problem we can say for customer. Okay, so it's embedded for me.
Thank you for this presentation. As far as I know, Schneider Electric is quite a decentralized organization. So I understand well the process of innovation, the cube, etc. But for me, it's the first phase or second phase, considering the proof of concept. So, but when it's working, how do you manage to implement those innovations throughout the whole organization?
Yeah, so this is about deployment, right? I mean, we build, let's say, a new solution or a new offer, and then it has to be deployed. And indeed, we are working with the countries. So the global team, the central team, global team, not central, let's say global team, because it's not really central, because teams are everywhere, right, in Schneider. But some have a global role, some have a more country role. Or regional role. So once a solution or offer is in place, we pilot it first in one country, and then we deploy it in the other countries. And then for this, it requires careful planning. It requires indeed resources to manage this deployment. And we have deployment teams that are combined forces between global, regional, and country level. That are there to do the deployment. So we have a big focus on in our organization on deployment, how to be properly set up to deploy, to have a good adoption, because at the end of the day, we need to make sure what we deploy is adopted, and then realize the value that we expect from what we deploy. Yeah.
I will complement. Yes, you're right. We are the more local of global companies, okay, in Schneider. And I think the deployment to the country, it's where really we have discipline, okay? We have creativity in terms of ID coming from the country, but then when we say, okay, it's an innovation and we want to scale it, then it's discipline for the deployment everywhere in the group, okay?
Hello, thank you for these insights. I heard you talking about pivoting teams in looking for challenges happening outside the firm and figure out what kind of trends happening outside the firm to connect them with technologies within R&D and stuff. I personally believe that innovation is about connecting dots, not only technologies with trends or intuition. You talk about culture and human, but also with cross-industry success factors. I do animate podcasts around tables with innovation leaders. For instance, I have invited the Chief Innovation Officer of NASA, and we figured out that one of their technologies that are patented by them are used in other industries. Think about diapers for babies. It was one of the inventions that have been patented by NASA for their astronaut because obviously there is no toilets in the space. And who spotted the use case that is promising today is pumpers. So how do you guys try to figure out how you could use your technologies, your patents, because I know you have a lot of patents in your industry, in other industries, and be the one winning this challenge?
Okay, here it's the other way. That means we are collecting a lot. That means we cannot innovate alone. I totally agree with you. Huh? So the point is we can see ID from other with a lot of partner with startups, with a lot of partnership with partner, with vendor, okay, to connect the dot and to get innovation in that. And then I think it's the same. This partner also, we can say, work with other company. Okay, we partner also with other big firms. Okay, we have agreement with some big company in the tech, for example, and that's where also we share ideas. So it's classic for me to connect the dot. And we have also a mindset in many of our innovation to have open innovation. That means to use open protocol, for example, in all the IoT world. And this is helping also to share, we can say, our innovation in the ecosystem together. And we have even a platform called Exchange, okay? An innovative platform called Exchange, where we collaborate with developers. We exchange API, we exchange data in a very strict way or stuff like that. But we are able to collaborate with many, we can say, developers, many communities, we can say, in the software landscape. This platform is called Exchange. To exchange, we can say, innovation ID on this.
And I mean, you rightly said, I mean, innovation cannot happen within one organization. It has to collaborate, not just with an organization or similar organization, but like you said, with other industries. Unless you take inspiration, inspire yourself from others, or get others inspired from you, I mean, innovation is only limited, and it doesn't help the community. So it has to work across industry, across organizations, to be able to be a successful innovation in the larger context.
In fact, this year we had an initiative with the European Commission in our practice to work with, to identify, well, we submitted some ideas first for innovation from our side. And then this commission, the European Commission, helped us identify startups. They identified startups who worked on the ideas we submitted. And then we had a big workshop with them to see what could be the idea. So that was an example of
it's European.
of taking help, in fact, from small startup companies.
It's a European Innovation Council.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. So what I would like to propose you now is for the upcoming questions, so to discuss them openly around the glass, around the buffet, we are inviting you at the bottom of the room. Thank you again a lot for your presentation and discussions this morning. So as said, we will all meet together and feel free to continue asking questions, making commentaries and so on. Thank you very much, all of you.